Hi, folks. Welcome to the Mike Nowak Show with Peggy Molecki. On this Sunday show, as I was just saying to somebody, we're going back to the garden. At least we're going to try to get back to the garden. And what am I talking about? Not actually gardening. I'm talking recycling. Remember the old days when you used to be able to take a glass bottle and get it recycled, and you knew that it was going to be reused, and the loop was closed, and everything was right with the world? Well, something changed over the last few decades, and that's why we're bringing in Scott DeFife, who is president of the Glass Recycling Foundation, and he's also president of the Glass Packaging Institute. Welcome, Scott. Looking forward to our conversation on Sunday. And by the way, he wears both hats. It depends what he's talking about, whether he's talking about initiatives or policy. And so we'll clarify that on Sunday. And also, in full disclosure, I am a board member of the Illinois Recycling Foundation, which is just one of the reasons I want to talk about it, but it's mainly because I have an interest in recycling. So, Scott, with that as a setup, what happened? What changed over the decades?
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Yeah, I'm happy to talk about this, and thanks for giving me the opportunity to speak with you. Um, the largest single reason that glass recycling has been is different now than it was a couple decades ago is the change in general waste management practices. In the past 10, 20, 25 years, there's been a big move across the country from separated streams to what they call single stream curbside recycling in residential areas. And if you notice now, you may have just one recycling bin and you put everything in there, and a truck comes by, picks it all up, and then tries to take it to a facility where they try to unsort it and then get all of the different materials on their way to their supply chains. And single stream recycling is can be fantastic. It has a lot of convenience for the resident, but if the facilities that the material is going to aren't um, maintained or invested in, then not all of the materials that are being put in the curbside bin are actually getting sorted well and getting to their intended markets.
Well, you're involved. One of the things I will say that before I get to that is something I have said to folks for years now is single stream recycling the best thing that ever happened to recycling or the worst thing that ever happened to recycling? And usually the answer is both. And this is something we have to figure out. It's made it easier for the consumer, but unfortunately, it also led to a lot more contamination. And we got to the place where, in a lot of areas, a lot of municipalities, glass is considered a contaminant. That's not
This
good.
is
We've yeah, you're smiling because you've been through this. You've been through these discussions. All right, but the only other thing I want to mention is that through your the Glass Recycling Foundation, you've got an initiative that's happening in Chicago, just a couple of places right now, and Chicago is one of them. It's something called Protect Our Beaches, or sometimes you say Don't Trash Glass. Very briefly, what's that all about?
Yeah, so the Don't Trash Glass program is a very specific bar and restaurant collection program that our partner Glass King Recycling started in Phoenix, Arizona. They worked to find a very specific way that fit the bar and restaurant community, which is heavy in glass usage, to have source separated glass recycling at commercial venues in the greater Phoenix, Arizona area. When we got the interest of Corona Brands for their summer of Protect Our Beaches, we joined together to bring a pilot for the Don't Trash Glass program to Chicago and partnered with Corona and Constellation Brands and Strategic Materials and Lakeshore Recycling Systems to run a pilot program in the Chicago area of the Don't Trash Glass collection.
So that's in process right now in Chicago.
The pilot just concluded last week.
Ah,
We collected nearly 60,000 pounds of glass from the participating restaurants and bars. That's over 30 tons of glass just from a couple handfuls of bars and restaurants that were participating in the pilot, and we're working now to convert that to a permanent program in the greater Chicagoland area.
That's fantastic. And we'll talk more about that this Sunday with Scott DeFife from both of those organizations. As we said, the Glass Recycling Foundation and the Glass Packaging Institute. Also, this Sunday, we're going to be talking to Jill Bondi from Bartlett Tree Experts. Great sponsor of the Mike Nowak Show with Peggy Malecki. And she's talking about how women can climb trees, meaning if women want to get into the arboriculture industry, they can do it. And Bartlett is making great strides in that. So we're very excited to talk to her about that. Tune in this Sunday at 9 a.m. Central. Go to our YouTube page, subscribe. You can also watch the show at mikenovak.net. Oh, and there goes my Skype. See, and that was even before your phone went off, which you claimed was going to happen. But I do want to say one more thing before we go. I appreciate the fact that you still have your Halloween lights up there, Scott.
I do. I try to, I get as much orange in as I can.
We'll see you on Sunday, Scott.